This is a podcast called 25 Whistles, talking basketball, and they all wear a whistle. Yeah, it's stupid, but what did you expect? It's a podcast called 25 Whistles. 25 Whistles.
I mean, today's maybe the greatest day.
Oh,
Maybe.
it's amazing.
Super Bowl Sunday, and then the first day of the NCAA tournament, like at 10:30.
Bones, I couldn't sleep last night thinking about the bracket.
I didn't go that far.
I need to change it, and that's not going to work. Like, I got to change that today.
Yeah, I didn't go that. I can't sleep because of other reasons, but not the bracket.
Okay.
So
I got personal issues.
Yeah, serious issues.
we'll
Got it.
talk to Coach Seth Greenberg in a little bit, which is pretty cool. And let me blow the whistle here. All right, let's start the show. We got 5 topics that we'll get to in a second, all of sports. But as we do every single time, let's go to the tittle tattle.
It's time for the stupidest name ever. It's the tittle tattle with kickoff Kevin.
Daddy, I was talking to Kevin earlier.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, how's it going today? And I was like, did you party hard last night? Because he never showed up to our Calcutta.
He did not.
Right. And I saw on his Instagram that I think he had some drinks in front of him. He's like, no, I didn't party that hard. I'm like, well, why's your voice all shot? I don't know, man. I said, maybe you have sleepy voice. Nope. Okay, so Eddie, I introduced you to Kevin.
Hey, Eddie, how's it going?
Oh, my goodness. Somebody was partying last night.
All right. Go ahead, Kevin.
We are good. All right, Bobby. Known as a popular upset in round 1, do you see any 12 seeds beating any 5 this weekend?
Roll through all 4 of them, and let's see what I have to say. Then let's see what Coleman thinks. That'll be the right answer. Go ahead.
All right, Miami 5 seed playing Drake.
Okay, maybe. I don't really buy the Miami at a 5 hype, but I think all 5s are going to win. I would bet on all 5s to win because 3 of the 4 of them would win.
Wow.
Like, if I were going to bet, I would bet all 4 5s were going to win. And I'll roll. Hey, I got a little tip for you guys later.
Okay.
A little tip from, I can't say who, but a little secret tip.
Okay.
That I'm going to share with you guys later. But I'm going to go, I got Miami to win that one. Go ahead.
Okay, 5 seed St. Mary's versus VCU.
St. Mary should win that game. Go ahead.
5 Duke versus Oral Roberts.
Man, I would love Oral Roberts to win.
That'd be awesome.
I'm going Oral Roberts in that one. I'm going there. Go ahead.
5 seed San Diego State versus College of Charleston.
Yeah, I like San Diego State as well. So,
Only one?
Yeah. I go 1 out of 4. Coleman, what do you think about that?
I've got 2 and 2. I think the 12-5s go 2 and 2. I think more commonly that's what happens than 3 and 1. But I've got VCU pulling off the upset over St. Mary's and Drake over Miami.
Why do you think that pairing, the 12-5, is the one that's the most famous for the 12 beating the 5?
Because it's typically the best mid-major teams that were in the one-bid leagues, and I oftentimes think those teams are underrated.
And then what do you think about the 5s, though, in general? Are they teams that just kind of squeaked in or fell at the end of the year and kind of fell from a 3 or 4 for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, that depends. You know, Miami, I don't think is a true 5, especially with the loss of O'Meara. Perhaps him healthy, they would have been a true 5. Duke, though, is a team the opposite. They're trending in the right direction. San Diego State's been trending in the right direction. So I think it depends year on year. I mean, St. Mary's just had a blowout against Gonzaga. But I think it's more so the power of the 12s, them being underrated, than it is the 5s being overrated.
I always feel bad for the 16s, or even we could go 11s. I mean, you could put Pitt and Mississippi State. I don't feel bad for them. But you win your conference tournament, then you got to play to get in. I think that if we're going to do play-in games, it should be teams that are playing their way into the tournament, not teams that have qualified for the tournament. Because I don't feel like those play-in games are actual tournament games. Like, that's not the real NCAA tournament.
Correct.
Agreed.
That's like
Call
the
it
junior,
whatever you want.
That's the junior varsity tournament. That's it. That's the NCIT. It's like so if you want to put Mississippi State and Pitt against it all day long, you should have 4 games like that where they're fighting to get in because they didn't automatically get in by qualifying for the tournament. That's bull crap. We need to change that. Although I'd love for it to go to like everybody gets in. That would be awesome. It's just a free for all. Everybody's in the tournament. I love, and again, we've only seen it once where a 16 beats a 1. I just love when little guys get a shot. Because if you give enough little guys a shot, eventually you're going to see a little guy beat a big guy. If that's a 16-1, if that's a 2-15, we've seen that. And you'd have a 32 versus a 1. Basically, the Rec League of the Y playing a number 1 seed.
be awesome.
That's what I want to see right there. All right, go ahead, Kevin.
What chances do you give Houston if Marcus Sasser misses more than one game?
I saw them play Memphis, and listen, I think Memphis is very athletic, very strong, but Sasser's the dude. So what do you mean chance to do what? Win it all? None? If he's hurt the whole tournament? I mean, I think if they don't have him, or if he's, Elite 8, maybe a ceiling. What do you think, Coleman?
Yeah, I'm really worried. I have Houston as my national champ, and that is fully assuming that Marcus Sasser is as close to full health as possible. If he's out, I have my homer pick of taking Colgate over Texas, but if I'm being a little bit more realistic about it, yeah, that's a tough Elite 8 matchup if they have to see Texas and they don't have Marcus Sasser. Clearly they're susceptible to an 8-9 matchup. They just lost to a team that was an 8 seed without Sasser.
Yeah, I have ceiling without Sasser or with a limited Sasser at about Elite 8 as well because of who they have to play. Texas is real. I won't say real good. Texas is just real. They can score. They can play defense. So that's a tough matchup for them. And if it does happen, I believe that game, the Houston and Texas game, that is actually a game in Texas as well. Isn't that all Texas all the time?
Texas, Houston, Texas, playing in Texas?
Yes.
Texas.
I think what
I think it's Kansas City.
That's
where
bull
they
crap
go.
then.
Not
Go to
Texas
Houston.
just
What
won
is
the
it?
Big 12
to-
tournament in Kansas City.
Right?
go-
Because the Final Four is in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yes.
to go to Houston, go to Texas.
Hey, I looked at the wrong thing over the bracket. I thought it was going to be all Texas all the time.
So much Texas.
Okay. Kansas City sucks, by the way.
Oh, the town or what are
The
you talking
airport
about?
sucks. I think they have a new airport. Kansas City's, that's the worst airport I've ever seen in my life. And if they have a new airport, I automatically think it's amazing and I love it. But you guys ever flown through Kansas City, Coleman?
I don't think I have, no.
You ever been to like a repair shop? Like a car repair?
In Kansas City?
That's their airport. That's what it looks
That's what
like.
it's like.
An auto shop?
Yeah, it's awful. So hopefully they've got that thing updated or a new one now with a bunch of people coming in for the basketball games. We're going to Iowa today. We couldn't get a car, like a rental car. Everything is sold out in Des Moines, Iowa.
Wow.
Because, they have the regional that's there. However, Kansas City a little bigger, but also more of America will be going to watch that game. It'll be deeper in. What are we talking about? 16-8, Sweet 16s in Kansas City, right?
So
Yes.
how are we getting to the game today?
What do you mean?
Like we don't have a rental car.
Okay, look, do this. Hold your hand up. Let's do this. Hold your hand up.
Yeah, I got it.
Take these 4 fingers here, the 4 finger parts, and
Yeah.
do it and put them down.
Uh-huh.
Now turn your hand.
Uh-huh.
That's called a thumb. We're hitching.
No, we're not
We're
hitchhiking.
hitching once we get there.
We'll never make it.
I thought that was in Texas. Dang, it's in Kansas City. That's probably good for Houston, honestly. Because Longhorn fans would probably, even if it were in Houston, would probably, rule the crowd in that game.
Are there a lot of Houston fans?
Th-
I don't know a lot of
I know
my
one,
wife
but she
graduated
went
from
to
the
school
University of
there.
Houston.
Yeah, I know.
And she's like, I really didn't have a lot of people in school.
They're still a
Jim
mid-major.
Nance.
True, Jim Nance. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I guess if you put them on a microphone. But they're a mid-major until next year, right? They're a mid-major this year. So you're talking about a mid-major versus arguably one of the top 5 biggest, most prominent schools in America. So, all right, next question.
Which head coach do you think is under the most pressure in the tournament?
I think coaches that probably are expected to win this year are people like if Purdue flames out, I think that's trouble because they got a 1. They got the player of the year. I think there's so much parity, though, even with the 1s and 2s, more than I've ever seen, where I would say Purdue, I would also go over to Texas, though, and if they can get to the Elite 8 Final Four, I think you're looking at a coach who's now the head coach next season.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, when you say pressure can be good, too, not just bad. So I would say the programs with the coaches, I would say Purdue and Texas. Duke is interesting. I think that's also some good pressure if he can win a few games, just because, what's Coach K going to do?
He's had a pretty good overall season, though.
Toward the end of the year, the second half of the year.
I think they've only lost like 5 games, 6 games maybe.
But they've only lost, they've lost more than that.
Oh, have they?
It's
But
8
they've only
total.
lost
Oh,
1
8 total, okay.
in the last, 15, 16 games? Something like that?
They've won 9 in a row.
Yeah.
That was just impressive.
Coleman, what do you think about that pressure-wise?
I think it's 2 coaches in that bottom left regional. Number 1, Matt Painter, hasn't been to a Final Four, has a team that's a 1 seed. Can he get over that hump and into the final weekend? He's had some really good teams not be able to do it. And then Kentucky, Coach Calipari.
Oof.
I mean, Big Blue Nation is crazy every single year in their expectations, but not that he's necessarily on the hot seat. They seem very upset with recent performance, rightfully so. Haven't won a tournament game in quite some time. I think he's under a little bit of pressure too.
I would have said he was on the hot seat had they not won some games at the end of the season, because Kentucky was playing not Kentucky standard for almost a whole year. I mean, Arkansas went over and beat them. They came back here into Arkansas and beat us. But that being said, that's when they were rolling and they were looking athletic. And I was reading the Kentucky message boards because they're hilarious. And they were like, get rid of Cal. They were like, we hate him. Get rid of him.
That's crazy.
Cal's terrible. And they go, we haven't won a tournament game and da-da-da. And you know what? For Kentucky, they haven't performed in the postseason.
Yeah.
Now, when you start counting the years in which they haven't performed, there's the COVID stuff too. And they're like, we haven't done well in 4. Well, yeah, but that was very heavily affected by COVID. One of those years, he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
So that's a great point about Cal. I didn't think about him. But if they lose quickly, if Kentucky loses round 1 or 2, that's trouble. And I would say there's a 25 to 30% chance they move on, meaning Cal probably doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
Right.
And neither does the fan base. Oh, if they lose early, they lose round 1 or 2.
That'd be awesome.
It's just going to be carnage. I'll go over to BBN message board and just watch. It's like watching a car wreck, man. Right. It's crazy.
What about Coach Izzo? Is he under any pressure, you think?
Is he under pressure ever, though?
I mean, he looks like he's red as a tomato all the time.
That's true. I guess I never... Sure, right?
I just feel like he's one of the last of the older coaches. I don't know how much time he has left being a coach. I feel like... And their season was not great. They snuck into the tournament.
I like Michigan State, though.
Yeah, I mean, every time I watch them, they just seem like, they're all right.
What do you think, Coleman? Pressure on Izzo?
I don't think there's pressure on him, but I agree with you, Eddie. Every time I watch them, I think, they're just all right. However, the order of the months goes January, February, Izzo. Izzo had so much success in the month of March. I think it was 2019 that he made the Final Four as a 7 seed. Look what they're at this year. Getting to play Marquette, I don't hate that matchup for him at all. Maybe they could make a run, but I don't think he's under pressure, although they haven't been as good as Michigan State of old. But they're another team that COVID year, I love that Michigan team and their chance to make a deep run affected by that.
A lot of schools have ripped off the January, February.
Izzo.
It's so lame. You can't. I'm not sure Michigan State started it, but I know they're the ones that I know that for.
I like it.
But now I see other schools steal it, and I'm like, you guys are so freaking lame. You did not come up with that.
What
Stop
do you mean?
that.
January, February, Musselman?
That doesn't happen.
Oh, no, okay.
That does not happen. But also, don't you want to be April? And I
You
get
do.
March.
You do want to be
That's where
April.
the championships
April.
are. Right. I mean, does March just mean you almost win it?
Yeah, you get to the Final Four, but then don't win it.
What do you got there, Kevin?
Going to the NBA after losing their 4th straight game on Tuesday night, Nuggets head coach Mike Malone said his team is in cruise control. Do you think they're just bored with the regular season?
I watched them play. Was it the Rockets? Did they play the Rockets last night, the night before? All my nights are mixed up because I'm watching college basketball playing games and I'm watching NBA games on Sunday Ticket. And I watched them lose that game.
Sunday Ticket.
Or
The League Pass.
Same thing. It's just the app I go to watch all the games.
Interesting. Just Sundays.
I don't think they're a threat to lose the 1 because you have Memphis, which who knows what's happening there. And if John Morant's going to come back at all. What was the game?
Raptors?
They're red.
Red?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Similar
that's who it was.
logos.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're a threat to losing the 1 because, again, what are the Grizzlies going to do? Is John Morant even coming back? And I think there are lulls with every team all the time. And I think they're probably just going through that right now. I also started watching the Doc Rivers thing on Netflix, the coach's show.
Oh, is that good?
Well, accidentally, my wife and I, she goes, hey, do you want to go to this sauna deal that's near the house? And I'm like, what do you mean? We have a sauna at our house. But she's like, it's a different one, different kind of infrared. I should try it out. Cool, we go. And in the thing, they have a TV.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you don't just get bored and you can't have your phone in there because it's too hot. And it's a 45-minute sauna deal. So we get in. We're scrolling on Netflix, and it's, I forget the name of the show, but it's like coaches and their philosophy on life. And the first episode's Doc Rivers, and I put it on, and I'm like, I'm not going to even want to watch this, but I need something to go while we're just in the sauna. I want to watch something I really cared about because I'm in the sauna. I may be miserable in there. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. I like Doc Rivers. And, at the time, he was still coaching the Clippers when they shot this. He hadn't gone over to Philadelphia yet, but he was talking about all the Boston stuff and how, they were down in game 1 of the Lakers and they were down by like 18 or whatever it was. And there are clips of him live in the game going, just give me to 12, just give me to 12. Okay, just give me to 6. And then they dominate the series and that's it. That whole story.
Yeah.
And how he shined a spotlight on the wall where there was an empty banner in Boston. He goes, we have a spot open right here. And how just get it being a leader. It really was great.
So as a coach myself, should I watch this? Just to
I don't know that I would classify yourself as a coach. Do you have a lot of pressure? Did NCAA
Not
tournament?
right now. The season's over, so we're good.
NIT?
No, we're done,
No,
man.
not
We
that
played our
either?
last game like 5 weeks ago.
Dang. Do they have anything to worry about? No, I don't think so. They're professionals. They have, although, all the talk has been about the MVP, and Jokic isn't playing that well in the last few 5, 6, 7 games as well. And I know with Embiid pretty close, he may actually lose the MVP more than they will lose that 1 seed in the West. But who can win it in the West? Let's just do it. Golden State? Yeah, probably.
Golden State.
They can now. They got Steph back.
They're back.
Okay, they can win it.
Phoenix.
Phoenix absolutely
yeah.
can. Even though Durant's not there right now, absolutely Phoenix can win the West. What about Memphis?
No.
I don't-
I say
yeah.
no.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so either. So who can win it in the West?
Clippers.
Nope. They're too all over the place. They haven't even figured out their offense yet.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm watching when I watch them. Who else you got over there?
Dallas.
Nope. They can't.
It's chaotic over there.
It is. It's like when your kid eats a bunch of, like, too much cereal, and you're like, you're just a little too fast right now. Like, you're just moving around too fast. Bunch of sugar. That's almost what Dallas feels like, and I don't feel like they can get it all together before it's playoff time. At least not enough to make a substantial run. They can win a series. And who else?
Kings.
Yeah, okay. The Kings are the 3 right now, unless they moved up to 2.
2. Well, they're tied. Sorry. Them
Okay.
and Memphis are tied.
So, Sacramento, delightfully good. I saw De'Aaron Fox hit the game winner with like 0.7. Would you see that shot? He comes down, I don't know, 5 feet behind 3-point line. You're like, surely he's going to pass this. 1 second, shoot, bam, game over.
Wow.
He walks off like, that's what we do. Like, you're seeing Sacramento mature. I never thought I would see a good Kings team. But no, I think they're still too young.
Right.
So my answer is no. I think that you're talking about Denver still probably, for sure, keeping the number 1 and at least getting to the finals, probably Phoenix beating them if Golden State doesn't. Next question.
Going to the NFL, do you believe Aaron Rodgers when he said he was 90% sure he was going to retire, and then he came out of his black hole and found out the Packers were going to shop him around, and he said, okay, I'm coming back?
I don't believe Aaron Rodgers for anything. Is someone kicking Coleman out of his hotel room again?
Oh, boy.
This is
he
about the
gone?
time of the day where Coleman runs to the door because someone's like, housekeeping?
That's the same time every single episode.
Housekeeping?
Every single time. And it's always multiple housekeeping people that come by. There's got to be some system.
But Coleman, are you
where
telling
the
him
front
you
desk
want
tells the housekeeping people.
You got to
that
tell
I
him
have
you want a
checkout.
late checkout. Late checkout.
I tell them, and housekeeping people still come by.
But they're like, son, but what do your parents say? Because Coleman looks like he's 12.
that's
They're
true.
like, you want a late one, but what does mommy and daddy say? So they just think you're a kid. I
You're
don't believe
12.
Aaron Rodgers for anything whatsoever. I love what he does. As far as just toys with folks,
He messes with people.
hilarious. 'Cause I was really annoyed with that too, but he just does it so much that you kind of have to respect it again.
Yes.
Like here are the phases of Aaron Rodgers. Man, he's a good quarterback. Wait, he's kind of weird, huh? Oh man, he just says a bunch of crap. He does not care. Oh, I like that. You know what? Aaron Rodgers is kind of annoying. Yeah, you know what? I'm just not an Aaron Rodgers guy. The guy's too full of himself. Oh, he's still going. Oh, that's okay. Okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah. I love Aaron Rodgers. That's all the phases of Aaron Rodgers right there. That's like that monkey to man. when they
Yes,
show all the-
evolution.
yes, that's evolution of how we all feel about Aaron Rodgers. I do not believe him when he says he went into a dark hole and that's what made him come back and play for the Jets. Which, by the way, he hasn't signed anything yet.
What about that Schefter tweet? Did you see that Schefter tweet of the screenshot?
Yes.
What do you think
Like,
about
lose
that?
my number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing with McAfee, it was great. It was just funny.
I don't believe him. I think he knew the whole time. I do.
I agree.
And I think it's going to be fun to watch. And I think possibly the best quarterback the Jets have ever had.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, what are you going to say? Name it?
Joe Namath.
69?
Joe Namath, Broadway Joe.
But what was crazy about him was he wasn't really expected. they were the underdog in that game when he guaranteed a victory. That's why it was so crazy that he
really?
did that. Yeah. And so I think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback the Jets have ever had. And now he's got all his old buddies. One of my friends texted me and was like, looks like Aaron Rodgers is doing the old bones move. And I was like, what does that mean? Messing with people? He goes, no, hiring all his friends, even though it could be detrimental to the team. And I was like, that's rude?
Wait, detrimental?
That's rude? That's what I said.
Crap.
Wait.
Yes, exactly.
He offended me now.
Yeah, all of you. All right, what else you got?
Last one here, excluding the Aaron Rodgers talk. Which move so far has been your favorite in the NFL, whether it's a trade or signing with the new season just beginning?
I like Derek Carr going down to the Saints.
You like how he did that, too.
I think that's hilarious. He says, no, Raiders, I will not allow you to trade me to the Saints. Well, I guess we have to free you. I'm going to the Saints. And they got nothing. Screw them.
Got him.
Hilarious. I love that. I think the Cowboys cutting Zeke, not my favorite, but
Hey,
like that's a monumental. 'Cause
absolutely.
remember for, I don't know, months, it was about signing Zeke to a long deal. He was getting off a plane, like come back from vacation. Are they going to be able to sign Zeke? Like how quickly things come and go.
And then it was a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a
once they
ton.
came up with a deal. Jeez.
So that was big. I like Darren Waller to the Giants. I think that's another weapon for Daniel Jones, who's now getting paid at least for 2 years, $40 million a year.
If he can stay healthy.
Another year in Dable's offense, which is cool. So I like that. We're seeing running backs don't matter that much. Like you saw Miles Sanders. I think he ended up signing with Carolina, but it took a while. And he was just chilling. And you would think somebody would scoop up a back like that, but in the NFL, they feel like backs are kind of replaceable.
You like the Bears move?
Which one? The trade?
The big trade, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. They know what they need, and they knew they didn't need to stay in one because they could get what they need at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is interior offense and defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like that too. What is your favorite move?
Mine is probably Jalen Ramsey going to the Dolphins.
That's gonna be crazy.
And what was it, only a third-round pick or something? That Dolphins team is good. If they can keep Tua healthy or find a quarterback, whatever they do, that team is good.
What about you, Eddie?
Obviously, I like the Zeke move. I mean, I hate to see Zeke go, but what he's been doing for us lately, just not. I mean, it reminds me. I'm not going to compare it exactly, but the train robbery of like Herschel Walker, who you get for those picks. Who knows what we can get for once we open up that money for Zeke? I think it's going to open up a lot of stuff for the Cowboys.
Just financially?
Yeah, financially, because that was a lot of money that contract was about for not a lot of production.
Didn't Pollard just look so much better than Zeke this year?
Yeah, they ended up using Zeke more as a goal line back,
Yeah.
which like we can pretty much get that anywhere, I think.
That's not true because obviously Pollard tried to run goal and they stuffed him pretty good.
Yeah, no, you definitely Pollard wasn't
Pollard
the guy.
was not the
No,
he was not.
you're right.
Yes, but you don't need to pay your goal line back
Ton of money.
that much money. But he
Correct.
wasn't when they signed him.
Mm-hmm.
Teams tend to overpay near the late, middle, end of contracts for players unless you're a quarterback. But yeah, did I miss anybody big? There's been so much. This has been the
There's been a
greatest.
lot.
This has been the greatest like opening up of free agency I've ever seen
Yeah, it's been unbelievable.
because it's been that much shifting. So all right, I'm good enough with that. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, close it up.
The stupidest name ever. It's the tittle tattle with kickoff Kevin.
Everybody's day going good?
It's about to get really good. Let's go.
Which part's going to get really good?
Just March Madness, dude. Because like today is crazy. Like we're going to Iowa, which is cool. It's gonna be awesome. But then after that, there's gonna be games. Tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to wake up, there's going to be games all day. And like the next day,
I like
it's
that part.
nonstop.
I like that. I'd like it if I was West Coast too and you wake up at 9
Oh, man.
and
Can
the
you
games are
imagine?
starting. Oh, my God. Coleman, where are you?
I'm in Orlando, Florida. That's where I decided to go.
Let me say this because I didn't at the beginning. 25 Whistles presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings app and use the code BobbySports to get in on the action. We're going to go with 5 things we got to talk about in just a second. But first, I want to mention our 25 Whistles parlay. 25 Whistles presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings app. Use the code BobbySports. Here's the parlay. Make some smiles. Yes. Kansas minus 22.5 versus Howard. Arkansas moneyline versus Illinois. Kentucky moneyline versus Providence. Did you make a physical motion that you wanted to say something about that parlay, Kevin? Or were you just waving it a fly?
No, I didn't do it.
I thought he was fired up, ready to talk about the parlay.
Oh, I already put money on it. We're good. We're rolling.
You feel good about it?
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of those games today? I know the Kansas game. I don't know the Arkansas. Wait, I know.
I think one's on Friday.
They got
You
me.
got to wait on that one.
I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do them all on games for today because I want to do another one tomorrow. Dang it. If you want to take the 25 Whistles parlay, you can check out DraftKings Sportsbook. New users use the code BobbySports when you download the app. 21 and up, most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See show notes for full details. All right, topic 1 of 5. March Madness starts today. Read me through the games, Kevin, that we will watch today on Thursday because I bought some teams. I'm going to have to get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
And also, I bet on all the games. I bet on every game today.
Every single game?
Every single game I bet on today.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then after he reads me these games, I'm going to give you guys the tip where you will make
Okay.
more smiles than frowns.
Come on.
Let's go.
First up, we
not
got
that tip, dude. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know where we were going. West Virginia, Maryland. Furman, Virginia. Utah State, Missouri. Howard, Kansas. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Alabama. Charleston, San Diego State. Princeton, Arizona. Illinois, Arkansas. Auburn, Iowa. Oral Roberts, Duke. Colgate, Texas. Boise State, Northwestern. Northern Kentucky, Houston.
He's reading it such a weird way that I don't know who's playing who. I have to go look at my bracket. But that being said, it's like a symphony playing. It's just one after the other. And at the same time,
Yes.
if you don't want to watch this one, you look and you see the other game on the top of the screen on True TV, and you're like, that game's close. I need to find True TV. And you're like, play True TV. And it can't find it. And it's like Motley Crue TV. And you're like, no, True TV. And you're trying to catch the end of the game. And then finally you get on. That's what I love. Like looking at the top of the screen, it's got all of them. Oh, this game's close. Let's flip it over there. It's amazing.
I mean, it's the only time of year I watch True TV.
Exactly. You can't
Like,
find
only.
it. Yes. So here's what I'm going to say. And I can pull up my app and let you guys know.
Do you want Kevin to read those games again?
No, God,
Okay,
no.
all
I
right.
We're only halfway through.
He
You
was
wanna keep
like,
going?
Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Alabama.
Yeah.
Wait, is that one school?
they got 5 names in one name.
So here's what I did. And if you guys would like to be an intelligent bettor like myself, open up your DraftKings app and make those bets on the first half unders,
Oh, boy.
like I told you. It's day one. Everybody's a little nervous. Some of these mid-majors are on top of the world, and they're going to come out playing 100 miles an hour, and it's going to take a minute before the game, the size, the athleticism of these 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s catches up with them.
That's interesting.
So,
Bobby, to your point, I saw a stat that since 2011, first half unders in the first round of the NCAA tournament hit at a 58.9% clip.
I'm saying 75% this year.
Wow. So is there a chance, though, that
But that's
DraftKings...
very profitable over a long period of time.
Yeah, you're right.
Is there a chance DraftKings is listening to us right now and being like, oh, my gosh, you may have something. Let's move those lines before the game start?
Listening to us, no.
Yes, okay.
But I have bet on many over-unders. Here's what I bet today so far. I got Auburn -1, playing Iowa. I got Arizona -14.5, playing Princeton. I've got first half under of 67, Arkansas, Illinois. I got Alabama -24 game-wise. I bet a lot on that one.
Oh, you're moving too fast. I got to log in first.
I go back, listen to the podcast. I got first half unders on Howard, Kansas. I got first half unders on Missouri, Utah State. I'm just saying, bet first half unders.
Yeah.
If you bet 4 of them, go ahead and count yourself 3 wins. On me. Hey, have a little treat on me. Also in the Eliminator, which we have going today. So you guys jumped into my Eliminator.
We did.
We have decided on 2 teams that we think will not lose, but you don't want to pick teams that are also alive later.
Well, you said, quote, don't get too cute.
Well, you don't want to lose
Right.
first round by picking 8s and 9s, but if you pick 1s and you want guaranteed victories, you're not going to be able to use them later, and then maybe the only team left, and then you'd lose.
Correct.
So who are the 2 teams we picked, boys?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Duke was 1.
Go ahead.
UConn? No.
See-
Gonzaga?
It was Gonzaga. It was Gonzaga
Okay,
and
guys,
Duke.
It's Kansas and Duke today.
Dadgummit.
What's wrong with you guys? This is money, and I mean with you guys.
What is
You guys aren't scared about ORU?
who?
It'd be
ORU
hilarious.
beating Duke?
I am, but they picked them, so I go with them.
You are?
We've already put them in. We
Yeah,
submitted them.
but you said it had to be unanimous.
Yeah,
and
but if
you
you 2
agreed.
agree, I'm just in.
No, that's not true. Unanimous is 3 of us. When UFC McGregor
I'm in.
goes
You know what?
unanimous decision.
I'm in. Okay, I'm in.
All right,
And
don't
then
back
tomorrow, our 2 eliminator picks are, do you remember?
Nah, no chance.
Gonzaga, Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we just had the days mixed up.
If
then.
either one of them, any of those lose, we're done, eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to stay alive the longest because once we use them, we can't use them again. And there's like over $100,000 in the pot.
Oh my gosh, that's life changing.
So let's go. Are you rooting for Timmy?
Yes, Drew Timmy, absolutely. I love Drew Timmy. Does he have the stash going into the tournament?
He has to.
Okay.
I haven't. I watched the press conference. That's
Okay.
why. That's why I asked the question. I saw him recently talking to press conference. Yeah. I'm rooting for Drew Timmy. I just am not rooting for Gonzaga. So I hope he has a good career, but I hope they get beat early. I can't take it.
You can't take what?
Gonzaga.
Oh,
They don't play anybody all year.
they really don't.
But it feels like a bunch of rich kids, and who cares? Lose. You don't play anybody all year. You talk about how good you are. Then you get run. Although they did lose the game at home this year for the first time in 163 years. I think Ben Franklin's boys were the last team they lost to because they don't play anybody.
They really don't.
It's crazy. Rooting for Timmy. I go, yes, but not Gonzaga.
That's tough because he plays for Gonzaga.
I know. I'm really
tough.
torn. What are you going to say?
No, I was going to say rooting for him for the first game at least.
Yeah, of course. We got him in the eliminator.
Yeah, exactly.
Coleman, what do you think about Timmy?
Yeah, I'll be rooting for him. If they were a 1 seed, I would not. But as a 3 seed, they feel like a little bit more of an underdog this year, where I want to see them have some success. And with UCLA being susceptible to injuries, maybe they will.
Next question up. And I have 5 topics. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. Do you like him more in New York, Eddie?
No, Aaron Rodgers is annoying. I mean, yes, it's funny. I like what he does, messes with people, but no. When you were doing the evolution of Aaron Rodgers, I think you missed a big one. I hate Aaron Rodgers because I hated Aaron Rodgers for so long that no, it doesn't matter who he plays for.
You don't care at all?
Nah. No.
You don't think it'd be so cool to see Aaron Rodgers take a disaster of a team?
I don't think he will. That's where I stand. I don't
Do you
like
not think
Aaron
he's
Rodgers
good anymore?
No, I mean, dude, it's one of you're getting older, and he complains so much about. It's always never his fault, right? It's never his fault when the team doesn't do well. So in this case, you want to go to the Jets, you want to bring all your friends with you who are all 80 years old. Good luck.
But you don't like that about him, though, that he's still looking out for his boys? I think that's pretty cool.
What are they trying to do? Just live high school forever?
He has people that he's comfortable with, and he wants them there. People said the same thing to me when I brought all my friends here. They were like,
Yeah, but we evolved. We got
hold
older,
on.
dude.
But they're like, they've never done this. Why do you want people around you that've never done this before? I said, because it makes me better. They may not be the best at the specific position yet. And I'm not saying they're going to get better on the team, but they might not be the best. But if they make him feel better, perform at a level, or feel comfortable in that facility, of course you want him around. It helps you overall.
Sure. I still hate Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, me too. Kevin?
I'm actually kind of upset about this because Rodgers gotten on my nerves recently, but I hate the Jets more than any other team in the NFL.
Why? They
as a
suck.
Patriots fan.
Oh.
I know it's been great.
I thought you would not hate's a word for a team that beats you.
I can't. Them and the Giants both on the same level.
You just hate New
And-
York.
yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
So now I gotta hate Aaron Rodgers. Before I was like, ooh, he's kind of entertaining, he's fun, and now I'm like, no, I don't like you. I'm with
Coleman?
Eddie.
I'm fired up about it, him going to New York, because I think they killed the draft this last year, have a lot of young talent. But Aaron had a rough year last year. Maybe it was just the whole situation, the animosity with Green Bay, and he'll perform better. I think he should have gone to an NFC team, though. The AFC quarterbacks, the AFC is just getting more and more stacked. It's going to be a tough route.
Favre played 16 years in Green Bay. He started 253 games, won 3 MVPs and 1 Super Bowl. He, for multiple seasons, was like, I'm leaving. And then he turned 39 and went to the Jets. He went 9-7 and missed the playoffs with the Jets.
Yeesh.
Now, again, he won 253 games over 16 years. Rodgers has played 18 years, although the first 3 were Favre's backup, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say 15.
Wait, so Favre went to Minnesota
Favre went
eventually?
afterward. Rodgers played 18 years in Green Bay, but 15 starting. He started 223 games, won 4 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl. He flirted with leaving the Packers or retiring and went to the Jets. He's 39.
Wow.
I mean, the parallels are hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So funny.
And people are always like, Brett Favre's a douche to his other quarterbacks. And Aaron, I'll never be like that. No, Aaron Rodgers is a douche. Maybe it's something in the water up there.
Maybe.
Because everybody's so nice in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh, Wisconsin people are awesome.
They're like the best.
Yeah.
And then they're producing like douches that come in from out of state.
Yeah, from California.
Yeah, exactly. Or Mississippi.
Right.
All right, next up. Ja Morant, possibly out the whole season now, they're saying. Mike, we have some clips for this, right?
You do.
So what do we have? Up first is Ja Morant talking, saying this is not his gun. It wasn't his gun that was in the club. Go ahead.
The gun wasn't mine. It's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence, but I take full responsibility for my actions.
And the second clip is a reporter. Which one is it, Mike?
Mark Spears.
Where he was saying that he doesn't think he's coming back the whole year. Like he suspended maybe it was like 7 or 8 games, but he's like, I don't know if he's coming back the whole year.
I think it's in his life's hands, to be honest, man. Like I think there's a lot going on. My prayers to him, man, that he figures it out. There's things I'm hearing that I'd rather probably not say.
And Memphis is tied for 2 right now. Man, if he's not back, I don't even know they win a game. Or a series, excuse me, in the playoffs. I think they're a first round out.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, John Morant's got to get his life straight. I don't know if he feels like he really needs to get his life straight, or if he's like, oh, man, I got to do this crap. Either way, he's got to do that crap.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if he doesn't really feel it, those really close to him are going to know it, even close to him professionally, and they're not going to let him back in. So if Memphis is not with John Morant, they're going to lose first round to whomever the 7 is. Mm-hmm. If they're the 2, they'll probably be the 3, as a matter of fact. They'll probably fall. Coleman, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that's just a bad situation all around. You hope the best for him and that he gets it together. Yeah, they could absolutely go out in the first round without him. And even if he comes back, is this stuff going to plague his game at all? It's hard not to be thinking about it. Who knows? Maybe when he's out there on the court, he'll be fine. But I'd love to see him back out there because he's such a fun player to watch, but just hope he gets this off the court stuff fixed.
What plagued your game, Coleman?
Being too one-dimensional.
Never
just being able to shoot it.
Never girls or like life. You just
No, I don't really think I was excited to play on the court. Wasn't thinking about other things.
Could you play defense?
Not well. No.
Love the honesty.
Yeah.
Why? Was it because you probably could, but you knew if you put that much energy into defense, you wouldn't have the legs or
No. So coaches always say, or I would always hear coaches saying defense is 80% about effort. Put yourself in my unathletic body and try to play defense. I just couldn't move laterally quick enough, wasn't strong enough to be a good defender.
Sounds like an excuse to me. What about you boys?
Yeah, same. As a coach, I'm like, what are you talking about? Let's get to work.
Exactly. Shut up.
Come on.
Shut up, kid.
Come on, man.
What are you, some kind of loser? Kicked out of your hotel room when you should be working? Loser? That's what I would say to you if I was that kid. So John Morant possibly out. Let's roll over to number 4, the Calcutta, which we had last night, where everybody got in and
not everybody.
Well, they got in the room to bid.
Okay. Saying Kevin was a no-show.
Oh, that's right. Kevin didn't show up. What a freaking loser. I forgot about that. You did not show up.
Thanks, Eddie.
You were the one that was like the most vocal and passionate about how fun it was going to be.
Guys.
It's once a year. We waited for you for
what
like
happened?
7 minutes.
Did you go drinking?
I was ready. I was excited. I had no idea. It hit me yesterday afternoon. I had to go to the dinner, the New Faces dinner.
You didn't have to. And also you could.
Yeah.
Why did you have to?
Because there was a ticket that was bought for me, and there was this whole
You didn't have
thing,
to.
and it was a work thing.
Secondly, there were people that were doing work things, and they just did it on their phone.
That's true.
You don't have to be on the Zoom. You didn't care enough.
Oh, I definitely cared.
Even Reed got in.
Did you read?
Yeah. Reed spent way more money than I know he makes. I pay him.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was
like,
shocked by
why is
that
Reed
too.
spending all this money? Oh my God.
I'm like, Reed knows this is real money, right?
I'm like, yeah. Reed, how you feel?
I feel good. Yeah, we got Arizona coming up today. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man.
How much you spent on Arizona?
Ready.
Okay, my roommate and I are splitting it. It was like 170.
So you guys bid 170 in Arizona?
Yeah.
Is that the only team you have?
Michigan State.
I thought I had Michigan State.
Wait, maybe I don't have Michigan
Wait,
State.
let me see who I have. Yeah, I have Michigan State.
Who do I have then? I know I have one
You have
other.
another state.
Oh, no.
The other one was like a $30 thing, so I can't remember.
You should
what
probably
it was.
check your phone. So Reed hopped in. Coleman was trying to bid. Coleman never got a team.
I didn't.
Oh, I hated that.
I got out of my financial comfort.
Well,
for
I
what
got
I'm
Michigan
doing.
State for $36.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was when I hopped on late. I was having to do a Zoom just before. So, yeah, I missed the couple of the first few teams that popped up.
So I got Michigan State for $36. Eddie, who'd you get?
That's a steal. I got Iowa State for I think $70, that was my most expensive. And then I got North Carolina State for $39. You guys are idiots for sleeping on North Carolina State.
I just couldn't throw money at other teams.
Yeah.
I went in. I have 6 teams, and so I got Arkansas for $75, but they only drove the price up because they knew I would bid on it.
I was gonna say
It's pissing me off.
Oh, but he kept saying, I'm not going to bid on this, guys, just so you know. Everyone just started bidding. They kept going.
I got Arkansas. So what happens is you win. I think if you win the first round, your team makes like $40. Then you win the second round, your team makes like $90, whatever the number is. And if you won it all last year, I think it was $1,100.
Oh, my.
I think it was $700 to get in the championship, something like that, right?
Mhm.
It depends how much money is overall in the pot, and then it's done by percentages. I got Arkansas for $75, Michigan State for $36.
That's a steal.
I mean, my most money was a 2. I have a 1 and a 2. My most money was a 2. It was Texas at 256.
I mean, we weren't playing with a lot of Texas people, a lot of homies.
I got Purdue
Homers.
as a 1 for less than that. So we'll see what's up. I did get Virginia for $64, which I thought was pretty cheap considering they were a 4 seed. So that's what's up. Calcutta happened. Coleman was knocking on the door. We wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, I felt
And
bad.
Kevin didn't even show up to the party.
He was invited.
When it has to do with money, I needed to make sure I was focused and
Stop
saw
it.
what was going on. I didn't want to just throw out $100 here and there.
You didn't. $36, Michigan State. $64, Virginia.
I'll give you
Eddie?
37. For
Oh, yeah,
Michigan
North
State.
Carolina State, dude, for $39.
I don't want
Steal.
your money. Reed paid like $10,000 for a team I didn't even know.
Yeah, I got Missouri. That's it.
Reed bought an NIT team.
Yeah.
You got Missouri?
Yes, Missouri.
How'd you feel afterward when it was over? Were you like, why did I spend all that money?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah.
You get in the heat of it and everybody's bidding.
Yeah, I'm excited though. You know,
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. So that's what's up on that. Good luck, everybody. I hope you win lots of money, except if you're playing my teams.
Correct.
Because my teams are Arkansas, Michigan State, TCU, Virginia, Texas, and Purdue. I bought 6 of the 64. Final. Cowboys release Zeke. We mentioned that earlier. Dallas Cowboys cut Zeke, who's only 27. He feels like he's 40.
I
Yeah,
know.
seriously.
He was set to count $16.7 million against the salary cap. So they're going to have that money. You know, they weren't going to tag him. He's a running back. They're so replaceable, it seems. And Zeke he didn't catch the ball. The only other thing he did really was block well from the backfield. And again, if you're a goal line, short distance back and you block well, they got like 42 other guys there.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was getting paid so much. Maybe a little surprised they didn't restructure his deal if he wanted to stay in Dallas and take lower money. But
Well,
maybe
I thought
just,
they were going to release him and then restructure it, and then bring him back, but that didn't happen. I think the Bucks are looking into getting him.
him and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, wow, look at that team.
Look at that team.
Dude, I spent some time on social media yesterday because Dallas Cowboys had like a montage of Zeke stuff and got a little emotional watching that. And then someone posted it. It said Zeke's last play as a Dallas Cowboy, and then it was the dumb trick play where he was the snapper.
That wasn't his fault. He got crushed there. He got
I'm like,
crushed.
that's just rude, guys.
Not his fault. All right, those are the 5 I wanted to get to. You ready for the underdogs, the upsets, the unbelievable action into DraftKings? Let's go. DraftKings Sportsbook, the biggest tournament in college basketball. It is here. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on college hoops and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. And for a limited time, all customers can score a no-sweat bet during round 1 and 2 of the tournament. Go to the app, opt in, and place a no-sweat bet this weekend. If it doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back up to $10. It all starts today. Like, I literally can't wait. And now it's 11:10 right now.
Oh, yeah, we're running short on time.
It's time, right?
It's about to start.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook. We're just fiends. We shouldn't be. We're like, oh.
Hey, wrap it up, Bones.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got to go.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with the code BobbySports. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code BobbySports. 21 and up in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. See show notes for full details. All right, this is a really good interview we have here. Kevin, how'd you get Coach Greenberg here?
So the same PR lady from ESPN that I talked to get Lenardi on here, I found out she does it for all their main guys. So I just reached out to her again, and she was like, "Yeah, let's set it up."
And she was cool?
She's awesome. I mean, her name's Amy. I'm not gonna lie. I
But
can't
don't say too much because
Yeah.
we don't want anybody else to.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
He said Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie,
Jamie.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jamie. Here he is. By the way, 2-time Coach of the Year. I didn't know that. I thought he's 1-time.
Yeah.
Didn't know he's 2-time. Here he is, Coach Seth Greenberg. Hey, Seth. Good to see you.
What's going on, man? How you doing? That's a good shot right there in front of the desk right there. Now that's a big time. That's a lot of dome showing right there.
Hey, that's a pretty head. That's your head, Seth. We did it for you.
That's a lot of dome right there.
That is. Hey, Seth, first of all, massive fan. Just love what you bring to especially college basketball. And I saw
You're
you.
the one. I appreciate it.
Well, hey, one strong though. One strong.
I hear you. hear you.
I saw you picked Alabama, and the debate on this show for a while has been, is Alabama more than a team that if they're off shooting threes, can they still win big games? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do, because I think they can win with their defense. They're third in the country in defensive efficiency. What does that mean? I mean, that sounds like just a number, but what it means is they run you off the three-point line and they protect the front of the rim. So they're one of the best defensive teams in the country. They got size, length, athleticism. They've got good individual defenders, and their defensive philosophy is really good. So they don't have to make threes. What they got to do is get stops. So that enables them to get out in transition, push the ball, and everyone gets so caught up in what they do offensively because of their spacing. They get layups, threes, and free throws. They can get you in foul trouble by their aggressiveness offensively. Now, the one question is, if Brandon Miller gets in foul trouble, how does that impact their team? Because he's been so good late games. But defensively is, to me, what makes them so special.
Foul trouble is interesting, especially now that these games matter. Like if you lose, you're done. Is there anything to you being a coach, you being extra loving to a ref, and it actually would affect how they're calling a game?
Oh, I used to tell refs all the time when they were screwing me, I'd get really mad. They'd get ready to tee me up, and I'd go, down deep, you love me. That worked with a couple of guys. The other guys, they whack me and send me on my way. But, here's the thing. In the tournament, the refs are trying to advance as well. See, the first two rounds, you've got to, if you're part of a crew that screws up the first two rounds, you're not advancing to the second weekend. So, I mean, like, the refs are under a microscope as well. Now, after the first two rounds, me personally, this is how I believe, I think that the head of officials, they know who they're advancing to the Final Four. They pretty much have a feeling for who they're advancing to the Final Four. Here's the thing that you have to worry about with officials. There's two things. One, like, say, the Big 12 officials, all right? Big 12, they just beat the crap out of each other all season long, all right? They redefine a foul. Basically, the officials officiate advantage, disadvantage, and set a letter of the law. You're trying to advance in the NCAA tournament. You can't officiate advantage, disadvantage. You got to officiate it the way it's supposed to be, which I think is going to affect some of the Big 12 teams. The other thing is, if you, like, say you've had a ref, like I coach in the ACC, so you have certain guys, a whole bunch. If you've had an issue with a guy, officials are human also. I used to not think that, but now I do. And it's just human nature. Like, oh man, Greenberg, he is a pain in the ass. And does that come into play? It might. I mean, it's just human nature. I mean, like, hey, Bobby, here's the deal. You got a whole bunch of people in a room. A third of the people love you. A third of people are sitting on the fence, and a third of people, yeah. All right. Are you going to spend any time in that third group?
No.
Well, those officials, third of officials, you have a great relationship. A third of them are like, they're neutral. And it's not a third. It's one or two guys that, you go, like, you just don't connect. Whether it's how they officiate, their act. Maybe they made a call in a game that screwed you. And, it's hard to let go. I remember when I was at South Florida, we were playing a Conference USA tournament, and I won't mention the official's name. And he absolutely screwed me in the game. And we have Cincinnati in the first round of the American Conference tournament. Bobby Huggins, that was Kenyon Martin. That was that great team. And I saw the officials list when I was in a locker room, which I should have never looked at. So first thing I look and I see the list, and I go, shit. And there was, like, before the first foul was called, I was like, I couldn't see straight. And lack of maturity on my behalf. I got better with that. But yeah, it's just human nature. Not everyone's going to love you. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to hate you. It's life.
I was looking at your Final Four and your championship game picks, and you have Alabama over Texas. And I did want to talk about Texas with you specifically because with Beard, gone. Now he's at Ole Miss, but Texas has a new head coach. At least, it doesn't even feel like, he was just a fill-in guy anymore. Like, it feels like that's the guy. Do you think that Beard has set this program up to win, or do you think that Texas has kind of created a new culture after Beard for years to come? How do you see this team whenever it gets crunch time here in the tournament?
That's a great question. First of all, I think that Chris did set the culture and the identity of this program. I think he did a really good job. Obviously, horrific what has happened. But in terms of the culture, I spend 2 days at Texas every year, the last 3 years. Chris is a friend. Rodney's a friend. So I used to go watch them practice for a couple of days, talk about their team and talk to their team some. And, you know, first of all, we got 6 seniors. They've got an incredible locker room. When I say an incredible locker room. They start every practice, arms locked, walking the court saying together. It's not just empty words. They mean it. So they were positioned, even with what happened with Coach Beard, they were positioned to remain strong because that locker room and that culture and that identity and that togetherness and that investment, I always say that you are your habits. Well, their habits were so strong that they were going to be able to deal with it. And look, some of those guys got knocked back because Chris had a really close relationship with them. But they came together. So I think that Rodney's done a great job. Now, will Del Conte give him the job? That's a good question. He's used to home run hires. This guy's done a great job. Now they're going to have to go recruit some dudes. I would think Dylan Mitchell would stick around. I think Kateria Morris would stick around. But they're going to have to get some guys. But Rodney Terry's done a great job. Bob Donowell, his assistant, is a terrific coach. I'm hoping he gets a head coaching job this year. But I think they're built for the future. Their facilities are great. There's a good vibe about their team right now. And, man, they play hard.
They play hard. And, again, all the 6 seniors makes a difference. Listen, I'm a big Arkansas guy, and we have we got 3 5-star freshmen, and it's just wild to watch the inconsistency, although the massive and the crazy talent at times. But there is a difference in an 18, 19-year-old and a 21-year-old, a massive difference. Would you agree?
Oh, man, I think it's also a massive difference when you have 18, 19-year-olds that are one-and-done dudes, and they don't have, their agenda might be different than the team's agenda. And, I think that's the hardest thing. I'm a huge Anthony Black fan. I think that dude is a flat hooper. Reminds me of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 1.0. He's got to shoot it a little bit better. Nick Smith, the whole deal with Nick Smith this season was a little weird to me. Guy leaves the team for like 3-4 weeks, then comes back. I'm a big Devo Davis fan. Obviously, Ricky Council's been great. Losing the bigs obviously hurt a little bit. Makai Mitchell's got to play well. But, yeah, sure. I mean, here's the deal. This is the first NCAA tournament. They're one game away from going and getting their workout guru and getting ready for the NBA draft. That's what those guys are. So if they get punched in the face, are they going to fight through that? Are they going to have the toughness to grind it out so that, so that they can, make the tough plays they need to make to win that game? I like them. I like them over Illinois. Excuse me. Over Illinois because of the backcourt. I mean, that backcourt's a joke. My only concern, and Bobby, I think you, being an Arkansas fan, you understand this. Like, since Nick Smith has been back, Devo Davis has not been as good. And, to me, in a lot of ways, Devo and Ricky Council are the heart and soul of that team. And the next level talent is Anthony Black and Nick Smith. And finding a way to get those guys together. And then, as you know, look, must be back-to-back Elite 8 runs. The big question is, can that team have the grit defensively that those teams had that made it to the Elite 8? I think that's going to be the question for them. I do like them. I went and watched Musk practice this past year as well. And, man, he runs a good practice. The Musk bus is real. He's a little nutty, but the Musk bus is real.
What about Duke? Here they come late. I mean, nobody's got more momentum than Duke right now. They've caught fire. Is that a fire that's big enough to roll them through a few rounds?
Yeah, I got them in the Final Four. I think it's not just catching fire. They're 18-1 with their full lineup. More importantly, I've been really impressed with John Shar's patience. The start of the season, Whitehead was hurt. Lively was hurt. Tyrese Proctor just got there when school started. They took a couple punches in the face. I mean, and, all John Shire did was continue to coach. He blocked out the static, figured out his team, got guys to buy into roles, trust each other, define roles, come up with a substitution pattern. You got Granderson and you got Ryan Young coming off the bench. Tariq Whitehead buys into that 6-man role, is still getting minutes, knock down jumpers. Put the ball in Tyrese Proctor's hands, played Roach off the ball. And then the development of Derek Lively has really been impressive. I mean, really impressive. I mean, now they got a rim protector, a rim runner, a long roller in terms of coming off the ball screen actions they run. I think they're for real. I think they're really, really good. And they are so good defensively for a young team.
A couple injury questions with Jalen Clark going down. Obviously, big news at UCLA, and not so much about the points, but just defensively. I mean, the guy was a terror. What's their ceiling in your mind now that he's gone?
I think Elite Eight. The other question is that then Bona. You know, he went out in the Pac-12 championship game. I was really impressed how UCLA played without Jalen Clark. I'm a big Jalen Clark fan. Mick's a good friend. I called one of their Stanford game, and it's funny. I mean, Jalen Clark is like one of Mick's old Cincinnati guys. Like, he's just flying all over the place. He's getting deflections. He's getting rebounds. He'll get a post up. He'll knock down a three. You're going to miss him. David Singleton is a huge piece to have to be able to slide in there. Amir Belly, obviously, he's played well in the Pac-12 tournament. Jaime Jaquez is a bad dude. That's the only way to describe him. He is a bad man. And Tiger Campbell is a great closer. If Bona's fine, I've got him going to the Elite Eight and losing to UConn.
I watched the entire Houston and Memphis game. Probably because right before the selection show. That's probably why I caught almost all of that game. With Sasser not being in the game, we saw Memphis pull that out and win that game and win that tournament. But if he's not 100%, does Houston have to make more changes to make a deep run?
Oh, first of all, Bobby, you were supposed to turn that game off and watch us on ESPN.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. I said the only reason I was watching, but I hear you, Coach. Go ahead.
Exactly. Come on now. You want real analysis or not? Sasser can't play. They're different. Like, I look at this Houston team, and I look at them like their backcourt being Baylor's backcourt that won the national championship. If Sasser's healthy, and he's Davion Mitchell. You remember those big plays Mitchell made at the end of games when Baylor's run for the national championship? He's that good, and he was healthy, and he was playing great. Now, if he can't play to 100%, that's a concern. Shed's good, and Tremont Mack is good, and Juris Walker's good, and Francis. I mean, they're good. And look, they win with their identity, but you can't lose a dude like that. I mean, that's the guy that has the ball at the end of the game and makes a play to win. I mean, that's just the way it is. You're going to play in a close game. You saw what happened in Memphis. Memphis playing well. I mean, Kendrick Davis is a guy that can, I call him a ball guard. He's a scoring point guard. And DeAndre Williams is a tough matchup. But, if Sasser doesn't play, I don't see Houston advancing.
Last question for you. Do you get into brackets against people? And have you ever lost?
Oh, shoot. If I had all the answers, I'd be in Vegas.
I would just
I mean, shoot.
If all of a sudden S. Greenberg shows up in my bracket group, I'm like, God dang, man, how did he get in here? That's what I would feel like, Coach.
Well, I got a question. Where is your bracket group? Because, I mean, you could join the ESPN bracket marathon and join the college game day and go head to head with me.
That is, and that's where I am. ESPN has the best bracket, by the way. As far as
easy, isn't it?
Functionality, absolutely. Because a lot of people,
even an idiot like me can do it.
Dum-dums can do it. Not you, Coach, but in general, and I mean dum-dums just in sports. Like, my wife does not follow college basketball other than Oklahoma and a few Big 12 teams. However, she's like, I'm all in, and ESPN's not paying me to say this. It's the best as far as the bracket and how the functionality, even for dum-dums and smarts, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, they've got it down.
Yes. Coach, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And
thank you. Appreciate it. Enjoyed it.
Big time of the year for you, and so we appreciate the time. There he is. Follow him at Seth.
Wait, I got a question for
Let's
you.
go.
Like,
Let's go.
Who's your Final Four? Wait a second. You can ask me all these questions.
Yeah, but that's my job.
What's your Final Four?
My job is to ask the questions. So I picked Alabama. I watched Alabama all season long. I'm a big SEC guy. It doesn't matter who it is. I'll watch it. So I picked Alabama. And I have Texas in there as well. You know who I like, and I've struggled. I think TCU is a strong 6.
Eddie Lampkin. No Eddie Lampkin.
I'm still rolling with them as a 6. I feel like they can win a couple games. I don't have my Final Four. I think Michigan State can be a threat as well, and nobody's really given them kind of their early flowers. How do you feel about Michigan State?
I like him. I like the backcourt. Tom's a dear friend. I mean, Tyson Walker's a good closer. A.J. Hogarth, when he's on, he's getting in the lane. Joey Hauser's shooting it at a high level. Malik Hall's healthy, which is important. I like them not guarding the way most of the times teams have guarded, but I do like their backcourt. If they guard, and speaking of Tom last week, he said they were just going to work on defense this week, which I know that's not exactly what's going to happen, but they've got to guard because they've been trading baskets with people, which is so out of his character.
Arkansas win the national championship, though. And I always have to say the other stuff first, just so people know I'm not crazy. But then I go, let's be honest, Arkansas won it all. So, yeah, there we go. Coach, Arkansas to win your championship. When that happens, you feel free to.
Here we go.
That's it. Hey, you're great. Thank you, Coach. Have a great day.
Bobby, thanks, man. Appreciate you having me.
You guys can follow at Seth on Hoops. There he is, the great Coach, Seth Greenberg. All right, thanks to Coach for being on. Let's go around the room. Final thoughts, everybody. And it's a big day for us. Eddie, your final thought?
Last night I was watching Fairleigh Dixon. I think they won their playing game to enter the tournament.
Sounds like an old singer from the 1860s, Fairleigh Dixon. He'll
Dixon.
be performing at the town square tonight.
Well, the head coach, he goes in the locker room and he's giving them the whole post-game speech, and there's cameras in there. Did you watch this?
Yes, I can't believe he said.
And he said,
You talking about
the more I watch Purdue, the
yeah.
more I think we can beat them. Oh my God, that's crazy. I'm like, dude, everyone's watching.
He must not have cameras around him a whole lot.
Probably not.
Because I saw the clip too, and I was like, that guy, bold, brazen, do I either love it or think it's the dumbest move ever, depending on.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But then, I'm just watching. I believed him a little bit. I'm like, hey, should I rethink this bracket? If
Yeah,
he
please
sees
pick
Purdue
Fairleigh Dixon.
to beat Purdue on Friday.
Man, I lose a bunch of money if that happened. 'Cause
Wow.
I bought him for $250. But yes, I thought
That was funny.
either he knows what he's doing and this is a motivational tactic, or he had no idea what he was doing and didn't know the cameras were in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure of
I
it.
would think it would be the first one, though, honestly.
Yeah.
I would just think it'd be the first one. Kevin?
Mine is the myth of the salary cap in the NFL. I just don't understand it. I'll never understand it. The Patriots safety Devin McCourty retired, and then they signed him to a one-year deal to clear $5 million in cap space. I don't know how that works.
Bones
but
probably
I just-
understands.
Well, I play a lot of Madden.
Yeah.
So you can, listen, I don't know how this deal works, but I'm not going to guess because I'm going to be wrong. But on Madden, what I would do,
This is why you understand.
if I owe them a bunch of money, because of a guarantee or the signing bonus, you can actually restructure in the signing bonus you've given them. If they agree, you can restructure and pay it out differently than you've agreed to do it before. So I'm sure it had to do something with moving that money and going, we'll pay a little bit less to him if we sign him again this year than have to give all that we have guaranteed to him over those years. But again, how exactly it worked, I don't know.
Wow.
And I'm not a Patriots fan, so I wouldn't have dug that deep into this story. It's like,
But he's not even playing next year.
I know.
It's just wild.
yeah, that's crazy.
they owe him money,
Yeah.
and they've got to figure out a way, regardless. They owe him money regardless. And they got to figure out a way how to pay him that money differently so they can have more money for free for next season, which probably means it's going to, another year later, it's going to cost him a little more for whatever guarantee or whatever promise they have to him. Bobby Bonilla, ever heard of him?
Oh, yeah.
No, really, you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
He's played for the Pirates with Andy Van Slyke,
Yeah.
Bobby Bonilla, Barry Bonds.
I had all those cards.
Those are the days. Coleman.
Bobby, my final thought is I'm so sorry you paid all that money for Texas and they're going to get sent out in the first round. My Colgate boys, who play the prettiest offensive brand of basketball in the entire country, move it ridiculously well, space so well, and are the best shooting team in the country, are going to beat Texas 15-2. We're going to see it today.
You know what? I'm okay with that if that happens, because I am not a Longhorn fan, and I was betting with my brain, but my heart would love to see Colgate win. So either way, I win. Texas wins, I'm still alive making that money. Texas loses, my heart feels full.
Win-win.
That's a win-win for me. So I would say they're my Texas boys, but I would say they are the Texas investment that I have put my money in. Data, X's and O's. You know what I mean? Or zeros and ones, however you want to look at it. We're flying to Iowa to go watch a game. And it's going to be fun. And I hope we don't get snowed in. They were expecting some snow.
Snowed in. We're going to hitchhike in the snow?
Mm-hmm. Did you bring your boots?
Boy. Oh, boy, no, I did not.
So you can look for us. We'll be in, I shouldn't say where we're sitting exactly, huh? It may be a little hectic.
Yeah, but for TV, though, it'd be kind of cool. You'd probably see us.
Yeah, people watching us think we're cool. We're like friends here.
Yeah.
Everybody here listening to this. If you got this far, good for you. Because, this ain't no treat.
I get it.
We're going to be, hopefully, at the Arkansas bench is what we're going to be behind. But 105, I'll give you that number on
Okay.
the old grid there.
Section 105?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's this. See, there's the court. It's that section right there.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be amazing.
Kevin, you could have gone, buddy. Your family's in town. You're like, I can't go. My family's here. I don't ever see
I want to go
them.
downtown.
I just want to go drink in Mr. Calcutta.
I'm sorry, guys. I appreciate it though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching you
Where's
on
my
TV.
whistle? All right. This is it. Everybody, we love you. Hope you make a lot of money. More smiles and frowns. Bet those first half unders.
I gotta do that right now.
Hey, Auburn -1 is going to win that game. I'd bet that too.
Okay.
Count that one. My pocket's already full of the smiles I took out in advance. Took a loan out for all I'm going to make. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to blow the whistle. Go enjoy today. Bye, everybody. See ya.